Hi, everybody. It is Samar, your Ensoulment Doula, and here is your love letter for Friday, Venus Day, March. No, my gosh, it's not March. May 24th, 2024. The moon is still in Sagittarius, I think. Yesterday was a beautiful full moon, and I have pulled a card for us, and we'll close out with a blessing and we'll go ahead and get started. I have to say that I recorded this earlier today and there was no volume. So here is take two. Um, but I want to show the card that I pulled today, which is from the Mother Mary Oracle, and it is Our Lady of Peaceful Change. Our Lady of Peaceful Change. Love this imagery. So beautiful. So, the first thing I want to speak about and speak to is that when I am talking about peace, that the conversation in general is uh, complicated, mainly because I am not going to talk about what peace means collectively or for the collective. I'm talking about personal peace. And I feel like collective peace is a different conversation to be had. And uh, number one, because it's our understanding of peace with over culture is, I think, a big misunderstanding. I think when people think of peace, they tend to think of an action of um, this stasis of um, this point of serene relaxation that is not possible to have all the time. Um, the two things in life for human existence that are uh, consistent are change and death. And everything else about the human experience is a constant change, constant moving waves of giving and taking, of experiencing. And so uh, the temptation, I think, with peace in general is sometimes spiritual bypassing. There is this, if I'm not peaceful all the time, then I'm not doing it right. And that in order to experience peace, we are, um, there's just inaction. And my understanding of peace, especially for personal pieces, which is what I'm going to talk about today, is it is an action. It is something that you must participate in. It's something that is a choice. And personal peace within change is the acceptance of the moment. It's being in the present moment. And there's a realization that um, the surrender is what brings the peace. It's the surrendering to the moment. So there are tower moments in life and there are death moments in life. And I think that uh, there are ways that we can, some tower moments cannot be avoided. Tower moments are very disruptive, very much like the rug is being pulled from underneath you, upheaval, uh, catastrophe. Those sometimes those kinds of moments are unavoidable, but especially collectively. But when I speak about personal tower moments, there are tower moments that we can avoid if we allow ourselves to surrender, because usually what the reason why we're experiencing a tower moment when it could have been avoidable is because instead of avoiding it, we decided to well, we were avoiding it. We were like running away from the moment. We were not wanting to experience the pain of the moment. And we instead of it becoming a death moment, this moment where a cycle is finished, the wheel of fortune goes from the top to the bottom, which is very natural, or there is a relationship or thing in our lives that we that needs to die. It's the cycle is done. Um, those can turn into tower moments when we refuse to accept that the death is here, and we refuse to acknowledge that death and allow its presence, allow for it to expand, allow for the wilting, for the molting, for the um, destruction of whatever it is that we're trying to hold on to. So, in reflecting on peaceful change, it is the decision to consciously see that something is ending and allowing it to be released and accepting the release so more can come into your life. So it doesn't mean that that it won't hurt. I think that a lot of times we've been taught that peace is void of things like grief or um, uh, sadness or any of um, those feelings we tend to have negative associations with. We think that peace doesn't have those qualities or can't also have those things. It has to be an either or. When really most of our human existence, we're not just experiencing one emotion, one type of thing. It's usually a both and, it's usually a um, all of the above. And when we relegate ourselves to only experiencing one type of thing or one aspect of something, um, we're not allowing for the fullness of the human experience. So that peaceful resignation of death uh, is going to come with grief as well, and that is normal. Um, so when I think about my own life and my own personal journey, this Gemini season highlights my fifth house, and my Chiron is in Gemini in the fifth house, and it opposes my Mercury in Sagittarius in the 11th house. And so my my peaceful change is the acceptance of uh, what is very natural for me instead of fighting uh, my natural capabilities and the way that I talk and my long pauses and my use of and the tangents and maybe sporadic ways of thinking and speaking that I have had a lot of embarrassment and guilt and shame about because I have bought into in the past this idea of our expression has to be a certain way or else it's not good, it's not acceptable, it's not going to be meaningful, um, it's not gonna land. And this Gemini season, I have decided to consciously allow that toxic cycle and conditioning to pass away. And so in that resignation, there is a peace in me. Of course, there's this piece of I have made this choice to allow this to pass away. What comes with that though is the other part of the work, which is the other conscious choices that I make to let go of that conditioning and express myself in a way that feels natural, which it could be different on any given moment of any day. So I am extending this invitation to you that if there's something in your life that it's expressed that it wants to die, it wants to fall away, um, that you have the power to allow it, and that you also have the power uh, and can give yourself the permission to experience everything that comes with that peaceful acceptance of that change, which is going to be, it could be anger, it could be sadness, um, there could be waves of guilt, like waves of shame, there can be waves of uh, what is it called? Of grief in letting this go, but that all of those things they're normal parts of our human existence. So, um, I want to invite you that if you are letting go of something, if you are experiencing change and would love to share that, please feel free to share that in the comments. Please feel free to email me or shoot me a message on Instagram. I would love to connect with you on this. And I want to remind you that I love you. I really do love you. It's not a thing that I just say. I really, really love you. I think you are amazing. I desire greatly to see you in the fullness of your human expression, in celebrating that expression, and feeling completely and totally full of all that you are, and that I want the best, your most high, wonderful, good, best, highest good, all of that shit. I want all of that for you. I look forward to our next love letter, and I will talk to you soon.